Hello and happy holidays. I have a special message for you today. This is the time of year where we take a moment to gather with family, spend quality time, reflect on the year that has passed, as well as look forward to the year coming. 2022 will be filled with plenty of opportunities. And with the way the world is today, one thing we've all learned is that we are resilient. But there are times where there are challenges that come our way that seem really great. They seem so big that we're afraid to take them on at first. They create anxiety and fear. But we both know that when you accept the challenge and you take that step forward, those experiences, that journey, always changes your perspective. Today I'm going to share an African folktale with you that explains this very well. This story is called A Caterpillar's Voice. Once upon a time, there was a caterpillar who found its way into the hare's house while the hare was away and made itself very, very comfortable. When the hare came back to his home, he noticed new markings on the ground. So he popped his head in and called out, "Who is inside my house?" The caterpillar replied in a booming voice, "It is I. Yes, I, who can crush rhinoceroses into the earth and trample elephants into dust." Hare was surprised and began to feel afraid. How could a small animal like him do anything against a creature that can crush rhinoceros and trample elephants? Hare began to worry. He began to pace up and down until he ran into Jackal. "Jackal, you need to help me. There's a creature that has taken possession of my home." Well, Jackal thought, that's easy. They went to Hare's home. And when they got to the cave, Jackal called in with a loud growl, "Who is inside the house of my friend Hare?" Well, the caterpillar spoke up in a voice that echoed so loudly it shook the earth. "It is I, yes, I, the one who crushes rhinoceros and trample elephants into dust." Upon hearing this, Jackal ran away as quick as it could, leaving Hare behind. What was Hare to do? Continue pacing back and forth and back and forth. When Leopard came, "Oh, Leopard, please come help me. There's a creature inside my house." "I can help. It should be very easy." So the two of them went back to the cave. When they got to the cave, the leopard showed its claws, pawed the ground, and called out into the cave, "Who is in the house of my friend Hare?" Well, the caterpillar responded just as it had done before. Hearing this, Leopard knew that anything that could crush rhinoceros and trample elephants into dust, he was no match for, and took off as quickly as he came. There was Hare, feeling a little desperate, more afraid. Had an idea. Hare went to Rhinoceros. "Rhinoceros, can you help me?" Rhinoceros replied, "I am one of the most fearsome beasts in the forest. Let us go." Well, Rhinoceros went to the opening of the cave and pounded his feet on the ground and called out as loud as he could into the cave and said, "Who is in the house of my friend Hare?" Well, the caterpillar replied, just as he had done before. Rhinoceros' eyes grew big and he looked at Hare. I do not want to be crushed into the earth. And off he ran into the forest, stomping and crashing trees in his man. Crash, boom, bang, off he went. And there was Hare left behind. Hare thought again, what could he do? Ah, another idea. He went and found Elephant. Elephant, please help. Elephant came back to the cave and stomped its feet and called into the cave with a loud, booming voice. Who is inside the house of my friend Hare? The caterpillar spoke up once again. It is I, yes I, the one who can crush rhinoceros into the earth and trample elephants into dust. Elephant did not want to be trampled into dust. He took one look at Hare, looked at the cave, and took off, banging and crashing the same way rhinoceros did, leaving Hare behind in such despair. Some creature has taken over his home and no animal could help. Frog just happened to be passing, and Hare explained the whole story to Frog. What could it hurt? Frog, can you help? Frog agreed. Frog hopped over to the front of the cave, looked in, and called out, who is in the house of my friend Hare? Well, the caterpillar called back. It is I, yes I, who crushes rhinoceros into the earth and tramples elephants into dust. Well, Frog thought about it for a minute, and Frog called back into the cave. Well, I am the strongest, and I am here at last. I am the one who crushes those who crush rhinoceros into the earth. And I am the one who tramples those who tramples elephants into dust. Caterpillar heard this and thought, but I'm just a little caterpillar. I can't do anything against a creature like that. And so, Caterpillar started to sneak out of Hare's cave by the corners, trying to get out on the very, very edge. Well, by this time, all the animals had gathered because they wanted to see who was indeed in the cave. And that's when they noticed the little caterpillar crawling out. So they captured the caterpillar, brought him in the middle, and said, "It was you?" And Caterpillar held its head up and said, "No, I would never stay in a cave like that. It has an echo that is most horrible for a refined creature like myself." And then the caterpillar started to slip away. Well, all of the animals, realizing that it was Caterpillar's echo all this time, began to laugh at the amount of trouble that the little caterpillar caused them all. And that is the end of my story. You see, not every challenge that we experience, no matter how great or how big they seem, when we don't have all the information, or it's just something that we're afraid to tackle right away, once you get started, once you inquire a little bit more, you'll find out it really wasn't that big of a deal at all. Happy holidays, and thanks for listening.